Do you have to be qualified to be able to teach somebody something? Can you not learn from an ant? Haven't ants taught us many things over the years, like teamwork? Aren't ants organized? Don't ants get the job done? Don't ants show us every day about survival? Haven't ants been around since dinosaurs? You do not have to be qualified to be able to teach somebody something that you have not done, as long as there's some principles. Now let's get into this damn podcast.
Can a fat person train somebody to lose weight? Can a fat person train somebody to get in shape? Yes. I believe that they can. The reason why I believe that they can is because, I have many examples. One would be like, if you go to sports, you can say like a Greg Popovich, one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time. He teaches people to play basketball. You have Customato, who was Mike Tyson's coach, as well as many other professional boxers as coaches. If you're talking weight, if the person is willing and committed to lose weight, anybody can teach you and train you on how to lose weight. For example, I've never, I'm not fat, but I've never lost weight before. But yet I can teach someone how to lose weight if they're willing and if they're committed to want to lose weight. The only way that someone who, it doesn't matter if the person's done it before, as long as you're living, as long as the teaching is based off of principles. If it's off theory and just airy concepts, then of course, no, it wouldn't work. But if it's based off of principle, anybody can teach anybody anything. I'll give you another example. When I was in college, right, I was an economics major. My professor and dean of the school would teach me and us how to invest in stocks. They taught us all about stocks and probabilities and all of those things, but they never taught us how to actually invest in stocks. So again, if it's based off of principles, anybody can teach anybody anything. But if it's based off of concept and theory, then yeah. Person that's willing to do it doesn't care how you look or what your background is. It's the person who's not willing and the person who's not committed, who's treating the opportunity or the thing like a genie, like a genie. So you got to look this way, for you to teach me how to lose weight. You have to have went to school here for you to teach me how to do this thing. You have to have money for me to be able to listen to you. That's what the person who's not committed and not serious about that thing is. That's what I've come to learn.
This moment is not about tap water nor your favorite bottled water. This is about alkaline water. Call a distributor today to discuss finance options. 1-800-660-9431. Change your water, change your life. Now back to your favorite podcast.
If you really think about it, if you take let's say like a Les Brown and let's say a Eric Thomas, right? Homeless, broke, stranded, nobody wanted nothing to do with them. They couldn't do anything in the world. How does those type of people become motivational speakers? At some point, these people were broke, uneducated, abandoned, but they're motivating other people to do. That's why it's one of the reasons many motivational speakers stop speaking, is because exactly what you're saying. People are like, how are you going to teach me? You don't. So they went through that, but they just went through it. But it's just funny. I just actually thought about this again because I'm actually in the point where people keep telling me like I'm a motivational speaker, but I'd be saying like I can't be a motivational speaker because, I smoke marijuana, I drink a beer here and there, you know what I'm saying? I curse from time to time, but that has nothing to do with it. It's not. Because if I have to be successful to be a motivational speaker, and even some of the greats will say that. I've heard even like a Gary V, that's why you got to filter some of that stuff. Because he will say, before you go teaching somebody something, make sure you're doing it first.
Right.
And a lot of people, that's not their story.
Yeah, remember Jerry Clark? He would say his not drunk, but
His sponsor, yeah.
His sponsor was like terrible.
Uh-huh.
And he was almost like his sponsor. But he said on that call, you don't got to have all your shit together.
Right.
And help a bunch of people.
So that's another validation of why anybody can teach anybody anything. But again, you got to look at the numbers. If 95% of the people help 5% of the people get wealthy, and if you believe in everything else, and if you believe that if you never quit, you'll eventually get what you want, then that means the 5%, kind of in a stupid, silly way, Jay-Z said, what did Jay-Z say? The smartest thing that we did was not give up. Like Warren Buffett has said the same thing. Napoleon Hill has said the same thing. Andrew Carnegie has said the same thing. Damon John has said the same thing. Mark Cuban has said the same thing. You have all these people saying the same thing. You focus, you're persistent, you're relentless. Even if you're going in the wrong direction, you'll find your way because persistence and consistency rules everything.
Like Moby Dick. He didn't see it, but he still became a success after his death.
There you go. So, yeah, that's the key. But what if the 5%, the small percent, but then, you know what? A lot of people don't believe that. They convince themselves otherwise, like, oh, that's true, but not in my circle. No, I mean, I would just look at 100 people and be like, is more than 5 of these people very successful? And if it's not, then why wouldn't you believe that to be true even in your circle? And that's what I was talking about with the United States and how we have the little man's complex as the United States. Because if you really think about it, we only have like 300 million people living here.
Right.
But yet, you saw that thing with World Toilet Day?
Yeah.
4.5 billion people don't have a toilet in their household or aren't able to use a proper toilet.
I shared that.
But I went to Thailand and I came back and I was telling people that same thing, but people here didn't understand that. They thought I was exaggerating.
Because it's so little.
But in 2013, the UN brought awareness to it and they made that a international day. 4.5 billion, there's 7 billion people here. So people here in the States, there's only 300 million people. You got China, you got India, they got billions of people in their country.
Right.
So again, you're looking at it and you're like, damn, 5%? No, if you're making $3 like a day, I think, you're one of the wealthiest people in the world. I think it's like $3 a day or $3 a week.
Oh my God.
So that's like $21.
Poor is like rich to some people.
Right, it's like Mike Tyson rich. Like he lost 400 million. Does he still have 400 million? No, but he probably got a couple million in the bank.
Right.
That's how we are as a country. But if we just realize, like, what if it's as simple as the 5% just do what they do regardless of what. Well, that's what the inner scorecard is that Warren Buffett talks about. The inner scorecard is not caring what other people have to say, like knowing that you're on your path.
Right.
And what happens typically when somebody says, "Oh, no, you shouldn't do it that way," or "You should do it this way." Even myself, and I'm pretty strong mentally, but even myself, sometimes I can get swayed
Right.
for a wrong reason. Stay on a call too long, or take someone's advice.
Like a kid
It
thing.
doesn't happen as often as probably the average person these days, but it does happen. But what about the regular person? What about Joe the plumber, who ends up going wherever, whether it be to the store or to the mall or to the restaurant or to the bar, and they're just going just because they're invited to go.
Right. Right.
You want to go here? Yeah, I'll go there. And they're just going wherever. Kind of like how things live in the Dead Sea.
I wish I had like a bomb noise.